We are on the final stretch of 1.21. We've got pre-release 3 here just to show you. We don't know how many pre-releases we'll have. We're just going to stick with 3 for the moment. So I want to show you guys a few funny things. Yes, I have a French world here. Nouveau Monde. Ignore that. Okay, where is it? Okay, yeah. Is this poo? There is a very strange exploit that I found, or 2 exploits, which may not be game breaking, but it's worth noting that it's going to be there for quite some time, and you can use it to your advantage if you like. First of all, we need to leash some stuff, so we've got some boats here, which is really easy to deal with, and we'll get some leads. Okay, we're gonna put some boats right here, and I might put some animals inside as well. 5 pigs, 1 for each boat, and they'll just walk right into them, right? I didn't want you to do that. We have 10 pigs, and we are going to leash all of them. No! Whatever, man. Okay, so all of the boats are now leashed, and what I'm going to do now is switch over to spectator mode. And notice how I'm still holding on to the leashes. Already is a bit weird. If I move around, I am now affecting the world while in spectator mode, which goes against everything that spectator mode is supposed to be. Any mob that you... Now you get in the boat. This works with fish tins. So doesn't work with fish tins. Basically, you can leash things in spectator mode. Doesn't make sense. Bit buggy. You might notice that I have some mace juice on the right side. It's the value of 255. One of the big changes that was not documented in pre-release 1 is the fact that maces are a lot more powerful now. They can now launch you higher with wind burst. Now this alone doesn't make for some riveting gameplay. Let me get a spawner here. Sure, we'll smack some villagers around. Okay, this is a villager spawner. No, they don't exist in the game. We are gonna start smacking these villagers on the head. So this is level 1, so let me just do this and hit the guy's noggin, and I get launched 7 blocks up into the air. You can actually do some calculations here, so let's do it again. I didn't mean to do that. And knock. Okay, so I'm launching about 8 blocks into the sky. They are so afraid of me right now. So this is going to explain the scoreboard on the right side here. So I'm going to throw this mace onto the ground, and I'm simply going to set the scoreboard value to whatever value I want. So let's do 2. I'm going to pick this up again, so it coincides with the same value that I put on the right side. And now I'm going to hit another guy's head. I kid you not, they just ran away from me when I said that. Okay. About 27. So 17, 18 blocks, right? So it's double. More victims. I mean targets. I mean people to hit. All right, so we'll set it to 3 now, and then throw it back down, pick it back up, wind burst 3. And this is the change that I didn't see because they didn't document it. At wind burst 3, that brings you up 23 blocks ish. So that means if you didn't want that water bucket and you want to test it out, smack, watch what happens. You die. If you miss, you die, enchant. Where's my water bucket? Oh wait, I forgot. Hang on, what? That is sick. Everything will now be windburst. Windburst steak. So the question now is, what happens if you have windburst above 3? Let's put a really big number down. Like 4. So we'll throw the mace down, pick it back up. We now have windburst 4. Will it scale per value? Let's find out. There. And it does. 32 block jump. It appears to be multiplying by 8 every single time. So 5. You can watch this scale. I'm eating a windburst steak. You can watch this scale per value here. I didn't need to really put F3 in. You can see it visually happen in front of you. So bam. Well, that's 6 now. You're next. 6. There we go. I'm in the positives now. Let's jump to 10. At some point, the world is going to disappear in front of you. So we've got windburst X here. I can see the top of the poop. It's a picture pod, by the way, guys. I just thought you might want to know if you forgot about sniffers. All right, so let's have some fun. Mace juice 100. Let's go. Jump. The heck? That was not 100. Ah, there we go. I don't know what happened. So it clearly does not scale by 8 now because I've gone over 1,000 blocks. 8 times 100 is not 1,000. There is a knockback multiplier, but I don't know how it scales. Regardless, it is a linear scale, and it appears to be because we will now set this to the maximum value we can, which is 255. I will show you what happens if you go past this and if you go into negatives after I show you this, because this is still a lot of fun. We'll throw this down, we'll pick it back up, Now it's level 255. You guys ready? He just walked away. Okay, I'll spare you. Alright, I'm going for you then. And you can't hear the sound anymore. So at 255, you get launched about 4,000 blocks, which is once again a little bit more than I expected it to be. This is something that I didn't expect Mojang to ever do for us in the game anymore, because as you know, lately they've had a tendency to limit these sorts of capabilities. But I'm glad this one's in the game. It was a bit surprising that they've left this one in. So that's cool. What next? Unfortunately, this is now what happens if you set it to any value that exceeds the limit. So if we throw this down, you'll notice that the mace is no longer enchanted, and that's because it doesn't recognize level 256. I also tried doing this on stream by changing the NBT value of it with NBT Explorer. That does not work as well. You can see nothing actually happens. It's a bit of a shame. This mace is so weak now. And we'll do a negative value. Actually, this is also what happens with 0. For some reason, it's enchanted, but it's not. There's a glint on it. You can see that. It's shiny. But it's not enchanted. It's not listed as one of the enchantments. It's not even hidden either. So, smack. I don't know what's going on there. But this is what happens when it's negative. Again, I want to reiterate, you cannot actually do this with commands other than doing it this way. What I mean here is that if you give yourself a mace with enchantments using stack components and do -1, it's not going to understand it. Only something like this works, which is exactly the same, but I don't know why it does that. So, what happens with a negative windburst enchantment? Will you be sent flying down through into the void? Let's find out. No, doesn't recognize it either, which is such a shame, because wouldn't it be great if it would just send you flying through the world like this?